Saw this film at TIFF. Oh my God.
Oh,
Loved it. The joy we needed amongst the sad, dying
yeah.
of diseases. My life is ending.
Yeah.
Because award season be heavy. Like it was,
Yes.
I was like, yes, sir. Let's start with you, Anderson. I was like, listen, w- I felt him, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I'm background, but I'm not giving background energy.
Right.
This is my shot. Wrong, but funny, you know? Talk about that because we all felt that way before. And how much of this you drew from real life? Because I feel like as an artist, you probably were like, man, I'm tired of just being cute. I'm gonna be great.
Absolutely. I was definitely pulling from that, like especially coming up as a drummer, coming up in LA. I was a drummer since I was 12 and I started making and creating my own music, original music. And when I came to LA, just to make ends meet, I would drum and that was like my main thing. And I would put bands together, I would do session gigs, whatever. I would play in dive bands. And I would always be pushing like, hey, I'll play in your band, but can I open up with a few of my original tunes? And so many times people were like, can you just play drums? Like, we'll pay you extra if you just stay doing that. And a lot of people were always like kind of wanting me to play in the background, and I always had that chip on my shoulder with me and my band, and a lot of that is displayed in the movie. The opening scene is with my actual band, the Free Nationals, and that's exactly how we came up playing in LA. We used to be like literally like a live karaoke band playing any and every song for people, sometimes just for staff. And I was always trying to sneak in my originals and sneak in my solo stuff. And yeah, it was I'm glad that's how it went down. It created a lot of character, and it enabled me to like learn a lot. I think it's important to know how to do both and know how to be comfortable playing the background so that you know how to do it when it's your turn to be in the front, you know, and execute.
And for the rest of you guys, what I love about this, because K-pop is gets a lot of, some of it is valid, but I think that people think it's just imitation, manufactured, and we know social media plays a part. But at the end of the day, talent does matter. You can only fake your way for so long. What is it that you guys wanted to expose about the machine? Because again, I feel like we get a lot of misconceptions about, especially the relationship between American music and as they say, appropriation and appreciation, and overall, the contestants are so young. Right. And how do you strike that balance? Let's start with you, Kathy. What was it that you wanted to let the Western audience know?
Well, specifically with Diamond, she built this number one K-pop competition wild card from the ground up. It's 15 seasons in. And I mean, true to its form, like this K-pop training engine is something else, man. It's not something, if you want to say it's, replication and, all this stuff like Kevin can speak to this. The training program that you guys go through, I mean, it's ridiculous. And as far as like the respect that has to be given and the rules and the social norms and all of that stuff, for me, I just wanted to stay true to my character and really bringing in the authenticity of being a Korean American transplant in trying to make it in Korea and having built this show from the ground up. And just showcasing all the immense talent that comes through and the authenticity of actual Asian Americans coming to Korea to try to pursue their careers. I mean, that's just what's happening. Everybody's going to Korea to pursue their own, to follow that high road of like this K-pop stardom.
Absolutely. And for you, Kevin, you go having gone through the system, what is it that you want to? Because again, I mean, he obviously he's older now, but I would have just voted for him because he's so adorable. And how do you also, strike that balance? Because again, we forget that these contestants are young, and people can be god awful on the social media.
Yes, yes. And from my own experience as a K-pop idol and starting at the age of 15, it truly is a machine. And there's definitely a work ethic in the Korean culture that is unmatched. And I feel like in this movie we wanted to give more light to the Asian Americanness to it. There is a lot of global expansion in K-pop, and for me personally, as a Korean American, I wanted it to be truly an authentic talent show. It wasn't just about K-pop, but just giving kids a platform to really express their talent. And there were just so many talented actors and kids on this movie. And Sol Rashid himself, this kid had so much talent, from the acting to, even in the character, as just to perform and sing alongside his dad. Just gave so much heart into a system that sometimes feels cold. And I wanted to bring the warmth to that because, a lot of K-pop idols are worked so hard, especially the tour life and just like the non-stop promotions. I missed that of all that, in this culture of the K-pop. There's definitely a lot of heart in it. Koreans are known to have the most affection, and what we say chong, which is really like just so much love. I think there's another level of love in the Korean culture, and we wanted to showcase that in this film.
Absolutely. And for you, again, Anderson is energy is on 1,000, and somebody got to be like, back down. We need to pull it in. This is, yes, for you, it's like, hey, man, I see where I can take this. And you're like, but human is involved here in your scheme. And like, we all have that one family member, we're like, we're just here to do the thing. We're not here to do anything else. So we need somebody in the family that's like, okay, I feel you, but not today. Talk about having to be the voice of reason.
You know, it works perfectly because it's already baked into the relationship of Yeji and BJ that's their dynamic. Uh, I think it's, BJ is this big dreamer, and you see up top he loses a really important relationship in his life because he's in the clouds, and Yeji makes her choice, which, you could decide if that's for you, but they make their choices based off of what's important to them. But I think what's really wonderful about working with Andy on this film is he is that way. He has big energy as a director, and he genuinely has this real enthusiasm and zest. Like he loves everyone. And I just remember one time when we were shooting, I think Andy and Soul, they could not, they were just improvising. Like there's just too much footage of people just living their best life. And I think Andy just like kind of turned to me and goes, "Oh, okay, you don't want to have a joke?" And I said, "We've got to finish this movie." We still have to finish this movie. Not everything is just fun and games, but it was like you need that, you need that, and I love that. I think that's in us as regular people, and that's in the characters, but the movie's got to go somewhere, and everyone has that. Everyone, a grounding force is necessary for the dreamers, and the dreamers are necessary for people who kind of don't want to go in the clouds. Like they lift each other up. It's the opposites attract thing. But as long as you guys are lifting each other up, you're not gonna diffuse each other's thing.
Again, I want to say I love this movie so, so much. Anderson, I want to see more acting from you because you definitely got the sauce.
Wow.
And it's not just the music. Again, you definitely, as they say, you got the sauce. And all of you, this is such a fun, feel-good movie that we so desperately need right now. And we talked about it and we were like, I'm so happy it's finally coming out. And other people can now see why we all love the movie so much at TIFF. And again, I'm like, Garrett, your peoples, you don't
Yes.
have to be Korean, you don't have to be Black, you just gotta
Right.
be in for a good time to see it. And I wish you all the best of luck with this. And again, Anderson, I'm gonna say it right now. I expect more things from you on this side of the camera because you definitely got the sauce. I appreciate you all for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really